Hello, I'm Dr. Kimberly Douglas, and I am the chief contributor to the Substack, It's the Learning Landscape, where we are mapping 21st century learning. This is the audio presentation of a post made to the Substack on July 3rd, 2025, entitled Worldbuilding in Modern Education, subtitle, More Context for Douglas's 10 Tenets of Modern Education. In this post, I apply the concept of world building to the Douglas tenets of modern education. Worlds are built in fictional and non-fictional stories, in real life and in our minds. The world we live in today once lived in someone's imagination. I'll pause here for a moment to say The Learning Landscape, where we are mapping 21st century learning, is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a paid subscriber. Let's continue. If you create formal curricula, informal learning activities, and or systems to support learning, you are a world builder. You are continuously constructing and deconstructing worlds. So let's start with the Douglas tenets of modern education. Number 1. The learning environment is where people live, play, research, study, work, and worship. This tenet aligns with the idea that our world is our learning environment. World building involves consciously identifying and leveraging the educational potential within diverse spaces. Whether we're processing information from a collaborative research project, observing human interaction in a social setting, or accessing knowledge on a digital platform used for spiritual reflection, we are actively engaging with and, in a sense, constructing these learning environments. Even if the learning environment is recreational, so think tabletop role-play games, they are rich learning grounds where learners and participants develop skills and knowledge that help build out that world. Tenet number 2. Formal education in structured environments is only part of the education needed to develop 21st century skill. This tenet reinforces the belief that to truly build a world of education, we must look beyond traditional schooling. The discussion about formal versus informal learning underscores that a complete educational world must integrate both. If we only build for formal settings, we'd be neglecting vast areas of skill development crucial for the 21st century. Quote, informal education happens our entire lives through imitation, advice, and the hard lessons of personal experience, unquote. And that comes from Angelina Trevina. This speaks to how the daily act of world building continually shapes us as we shape the world. Tenet number 3. All digital platforms are learning platforms. Digital spaces are not just spaces for consuming content, but are evolving worlds where learning, curating, and integrating information are constantly taking place. We must intentionally use digital platforms as educational tools, understanding that every feature and every interaction contributes to the world being built online. By engaging with the learning landscape and other blogs, engaging with the learning landscape Substack and other blogs, you are participating in and co-constructing a digital learning world. Number 4, all communications methods are teaching methods. We engage in world building by simply responding to social media videos. For example, the method of communication we use to respond to a video is a teaching tool in this world. Whether it's the structure of our language, the way we organize information, or the flow of simulated dialogue, each communication method shapes the learning experience. Each shapes the order of this world. Number 5, the teacher is the learner is the teacher. In a world where knowledge is continuously being constructed and deconstructed, and the communication is peer-to-peer, the role of teacher and learner are fluid. As we design and improve systems, we are learners and teachers, constantly adapting our world based on new insights and feedback from those interacting with us. Number 6, relationship is the foundation of learning. The world we help build for learning is social and thus must prioritize human connection. If the educational world we contribute to is sterile or isolating, then consistent, true, deep learning will not occur or will occur under threat or duress. The design of learning spaces and curricula should aim to foster collaboration, empathy, and community. The consideration in library design of open spaces where people can work together versus closed offices or rooms, for example, demonstrates conscious choices in world building. Those choices directly impact relationships and consequently directly impact learning outcomes. Number 7, people need to learn to know how to judge things as well as produce things. Inside a robust educational world, individuals are equipped to evaluate and judge critically, as well as create and produce. The act of deconstructing existing worlds to understand how we arrived at our current state of educational disparities, for example, requires critical judgment. World building isn't solely about constructing new ideas. It is also about discerning the quality and impact of existing and proposed worlds. Number 8, learning experiences are nervous system experiences. When we contribute to building an educational world, our creation impacts our individual and collective nervous systems. A world designed through chronic stress or overwhelming demands will inevitably limit the ways in which people can learn. Tenet 8 speaks to the need to design learning experiences that are engaging, accessible, and supportive of learners' cognitive and emotional well-being. Number 9, learners are neurodiverse. Recognizing the inherent variability in human brains and bodies is crucial. A truly inclusive educational world is designed with neurodiversity in mind. This means constructing curricula, environments, and communication methods that cater to a wide spectrum of cognitive abilities and learning preferences. Designers must consider both present and future nervous system needs. And then finally, number 10, teaching and learning involve power dynamics. The imaginative act of world building is tied to the very real and often inequitable structures of education. Take note of the huge disparities in educational outcomes across and within K-12 school districts. And this is created by funding largely through local property taxes. Book bannings and the hyper-scrutiny of African American history curricula demonstrate how those in power actively deconstruct and reconstruct educational worlds to maintain control and promote particular ideologies. So that's number 10. And the sources referenced here in this conversation is A. Trevina's 30 Days of World Building, an author's step-by-step guide to building fictional worlds. And then also, if you go back to the written post, there is a link to ABC News. And actually what I'll do is I'll post these inside this post. You'll have access to those. You can go to the link that talks about the discussions about African American studies as far as AP curricula are concerned. Thank you for being here. I've enjoyed talking with you about world building. Of course, this is an ongoing conversation, and even just having this discussion is a form of world building. Let me know if you have any questions. I invite you to like this post, to comment, to share it in a Restack or share it through notes. All of those things would be helpful. And of course, invite you to become a paid subscriber to the Learning Landscape, where we are mapping 21st century learning. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.